Hi guys, JT here, and here's my top 10 adventure games released in 2022 and 2023 that you should buy in a 2023 Steam Summer Sale. Please note that these games are at least 50% off. So let's get into this. At number 10 we have Songs of Conquest, a stylish and promising tactical RPG even during the early access stage. Comparisons to Heroes Might and Magic aside, the game manages to captivate right from the start. Blending resource gathering, strategic planning, and turn-based combat, Songs of Conquest takes players on a journey through beautifully designed fantasy world maps. Exploring numerous buildings, ruins, and points of interest, you gather essential resources like wood, cloth, and gold to enhance your troops and research new advancements. Combat in the game is intuitive and satisfying. Units move and attack based on their initiative, with tooltips providing helpful damage estimates. Melee combat requires careful consideration due to counterattacks, while ranged units excel at a distance but face risks on smaller maps. The game's attention to detail is evident in its lush visuals and impactful animations. Each battle feels intense, especially when dealing the finishing blow to an enemy unit. Strategic decisions extend beyond combat, with settlements serving as hubs for recruiting troops and unlocking research. However, limited building slots make expansion vital, forcing players to venture out to discover new sites and resources. While there's room for improvement in terms of enemy awareness and balance, the game's depth and complexity make it a compelling experience. Magic plays a significant role, with units generating magic points and wielding various spells. Understanding the magic system can be challenging, but it adds depth and tactical opportunities to the gameplay. Overall, Songs of Conquest shows great potential, and it has the makings of a game that will engage and captivate many players in future updates. At number 9 we have Not for Broadcast, a satirical game that puts you in the hot seat of a live television production team, tasked with keeping your network's programming on the air and your job intact. The game's witty writing and tongue-in-cheek humor make it a fun and engaging experience from start to finish. The gameplay is simple, but challenging. You must decide which camera angles to broadcast, censor inappropriate content, and react to unexpected events that threaten to derail the show. Each decision you make affects the story and the ending, making the game highly replayable. One of the standout features of Not for Broadcast is its attention to detail. The game's realistic TV studio environment and well-acted performances add to the immersion, making it feel like you're really behind the scenes of a live broadcast. The game's use of real-world news events also adds a layer of authenticity and relevance to the story. The game's narrative is engaging and thought-provoking, exploring themes like media manipulation, censorship, and the power of propaganda and fake news. The game doesn't shy away from controversial topics, but instead uses them to create a compelling story that keeps you invested from start to finish. Overall, Not for Broadcast is a smart, funny, and engaging game that offers a unique and enjoyable experience. It's a must-play for anyone who loves satire, media, or just wants to experience the chaos of live TV broadcasts without the real-world consequences. Because, you don't want to be arrested by the mad dictator because you've said something about his hairpiece. At number 8 we have Metal Hellsinger, a rhythm first-person shooter game. It combines high-octane shooting and rhythm gameplay, with a focus on metal music. The game features a soundtrack written and performed by Two Feathers, a music production house known for their work in games like Battlefield 4 and Warhammer Vermintide 2. Each level in Metal Hellsinger represents a different circle of hell, and features a different acclaimed metal vocalist. The gameplay of Metal Hellsinger incorporates elements of Doom, with big arenas, elite enemies, and waves of cannon fodder to murder. The unique twist comes from the rhythm gameplay, where players must shoot to the beat to maintain combos and increase their fury meter. The game encourages a deliberate approach, rewarding players who strategically dominate their enemies. Between battles, players can participate in tournaments, boss rush arenas that offer new power-granting sigils and provide an extra challenge. While Metal Hellsinger excels at its soundtrack and rhythmic combat, the story falls short. Players assume the role of the unknown, a lost soul seeking vengeance in hell, but the narrative becomes convoluted and unnecessarily complex. The game features voice acting from Troy Baker and Jennifer Hale, but the excessive narration and vocal effects detract from the overall solid performance. Overall, Metal Hellsinger is an entertaining game with replay value, a great soundtrack, and innovative gameplay mechanics. It may not reach greatness, but it remains a worthwhile experience, and fans would eagerly anticipate a potential sequel. And number 7 we have High on Life, a shooter game developed by Justin Roiland, co-author of Rick and Morty. Set in the universe of the animated series, the game offers a bright and humorous adventure that may not appeal to everyone. The game features witty and absurd jokes, along with crude humor, and its reception depends on personal taste for Roiland's style. Despite its shortcomings, High on Life manages to engage players and has received positive reviews. The gameplay revolves around a sociophobic protagonist who must save Earth from an alien drug cartel. Assisted by various characters, including sentient guns with unique abilities, players embark on a humorous and action-packed journey. The game offers a range of weapons and abilities, allowing for entertaining combat and satisfying exploration. While High on Life has its strengths, such as interesting characters, a solid plot, and well-developed world building, it also has some flaws. The game features excessive chatter and intentionally annoying elements that may test players' patience. Additionally, the game's limited number of locations and enemy types may leave players wanting more. Despite its imperfections, High on Life delivers an enjoyable and humorous experience, especially for fans of Rick and Morty. The game showcases the developer's passion and creativity, and although it may not be perfect, it holds promise for future releases from the Roiland team. With its fun shooting mechanics, original voice acting, and developed world detail, High on Life offers an entertaining experience for approximately 8 to 12 hours of gameplay. And number 6 we have Kena, Bridge of Spirits, a platforming adventure game with Pixar-esque visuals. You play as Kena, a spirit guide who helps spirits who are unable to move on to the next life due to regrets and unfinished business. You're looking for a secret mountain shrine, and you'll be helping spirits along the way, meeting likable characters and destroying various creatures. This game balances action, puzzle solving, exploration, and platforming very well. You'll explore different parts of the world, collecting various items, uncovering secrets hidden within each area, and fighting some epic bosses. The combat may seem simple at first, but the game introduces enough variation in enemies and bosses that will have you use your entire arsenal, especially the bosses, as they will test your patience and will see you perform new tricks every time. So if you like a great platforming adventure game featuring characters that look like they belong in Pixar, then Kena, Bridge of Spirits could be for you. And number 5 we have LEGO Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, a LEGO game spanning across all 9 films of the ever-popular Star Wars film series. In essence, the Skywalker Saga still follows the basic formula of most LEGO games, but at a larger scale with plenty of main missions that will guide you through the story of the Star Wars films, an enormous amount of side quests, new galaxies to unlock and explore, a bazillion characters and things to collect, and a humor that really hits the mark. This time around, the camera is mostly positioned behind your character, and you can aim from a third-person perspective, allowing you to fire your blaster and hurl your lightsaber with vastly improved aiming. This game also features cooperative play, making it perfect for people who just want to play games together during the holidays. And number 4 we have Bendy and the Dark Revival, a survival horror game. Bendy and the Dark Revival takes you on a journey back to the treacherous ink-filled world of Bendy. As you play the game, you'll be introduced to Audrey, a character who finds herself working late on a new scene for the Bendy cartoon. Along the way, you'll encounter puzzles, strange creatures, and boss fights that you'll need to overcome to help Audrey fight her way out of the ink-filled world. You'll need to find items and put them in their proper place, and use the Gent Pipe, a weapon that doubles as a multi-purpose tool, to make your way through the game. The puzzles you'll face are mostly survival-based, such as figuring out the right code for a door. You'll face enemies of all kinds, from small ink guys to humanoid ink creatures, with bigger enemies being more challenging to murder. However, you'll gain powers along the way that will help you, such as the ability to banish enemies by sneaking up on them. The game's audio and visuals are noteworthy, with well-done sound effects and voice work for each character. The art style is unique and contributes to the game's popularity, with an overworld take on a 50s cartoon art style and a massive use of ink from an artist's pen to give and take away life. While the game is linear and lacks replayability, there are hidden areas and secrets to explore. One drawback is that there is no introduction to the reviving ink fountains, and holding food items that restore health would have been a useful feature. Overall, Bendy and the Dark Revival is a game that you, as a fan of the first game, will enjoy, and even new players can jump into the story without feeling lost. And number 3 we have A Plague Tale, Requiem, a sequel to the 2019 game, A Plague Tale, Innocence. The game is an action-adventure game that follows the story of 2 siblings and their encounters with killer rats. In this sequel, the game expands on the success of its predecessor and establishes its own unique identity. The game begins with the survivors of the first game, Amicia and her younger brother Hugo, fleeing south to France to escape the rat plague. Their mother and her apprentice are concerned about Hugo's curse, which is linked to the rats, and they seek help from a renowned alchemist. However, their journey takes a turn for the worse, plunging them into dangerous situations filled with rats and hostile individuals. Requiem excels in creating contrasts, showcasing vibrant joys and despair in quick succession. The game shines in its medieval setting, character relationships, and the persistent menace of the rats. The gameplay features stealth mechanics, environmental puzzles, and combat encounters. Players must navigate through expansive areas, utilizing tools and crafting materials to distract, stun, blind, or murder enemies. The game introduces new allies and set pieces that add fresh challenges and interactions. While the game's ambition is commendable, it does suffer from a few drawbacks. The broader and more organic systems can sometimes lead to bizarre and unreasonable results. Stealth sections can be finicky, and a single mistake often requires reloading the last checkpoint. However, the game's successes overshadow these shortcomings, offering a full spectrum action-adventure experience that captivates players for approximately 20 hours. One notable aspect of the game is its ability to balance dark and gritty themes with moments of awe and adventure. It takes players through the heights and depths of human experiences, effectively working with children and animals as central characters. In summary, A Plague Tale Requiem is a masterful sequel that expands upon its predecessor's strengths. With its compelling story, atmospheric setting, and engaging gameplay, it delivers an exceptional action-adventure experience. And number 2 we have Sonic Frontiers, a highly enjoyable addition to the Sonic franchise that offers a unique blend of open-world exploration, puzzle solving, and fast-paced platforming. The game introduces the ability to freely roam in full 3D as Sonic, which is a true joy to control. The islands you explore are diverse and visually stunning, offering breathtaking views and a sense of wonder. The cyberspace stages, reminiscent of classic Sonic levels, are enhanced for the modern era. The story in Sonic Frontiers is surprisingly deep and engaging, with Sonic, Tails, and Amy investigating the Starfall Islands after Dr. Eggman's arrival triggers a series of events. The gameplay involves combat, environmental puzzles, and collecting items to unlock the Chaos Emeralds. Boss battles are epic and require skill and timing, while side quests and minigames add variety to the experience. The controls are responsive and well suited for both platforming and free roaming sections. The game's graphics are beautiful, although cutscene animations can be more polished. The music with its dramatic and atmospheric score complements the exploration and battles effectively. Sonic Frontiers offer a refreshing take on the Sonic franchise, combining open-world adventure with traditional platforming. It is a must-play for Sonic fans, and stands as one of the best Sonic games since their original trilogy. While some story elements may be less accessible to newcomers, the overall experience is highly rewarding. And number 1 we have OCTOPATH Traveler 2, a role-playing game developed by Square Enix and Acquire Core. It follows the formula of its predecessor, featuring 8 adventurers with their own quests who join forces for a grand journey. Each character has their own story to explore, secrets to uncover, and enemies to defeat. The game's overarching narrative brings them together in a final chapter to face a common threat. The sequel excels in taking players on a worthwhile journey. The world feels vibrant and alive, with dynamic day-night cycles and evolving environments. Side quests offer clever solutions and engaging path actions, making them enticing to pursue. Each character's individual story is well crafted, with no segments feeling tedious or boring. Players start with one character, and gradually recruit others, progressing through each character's chapters. OCTOPATH Traveler 2 emphasizes the interconnectedness of its protagonists more than its predecessor. Cross paths, quick side journeys, and travel banter add depth to the character interactions. The combat system remains similar to the first game, featuring turn-based battles with a break and boost mechanic that adds complexity and strategy. Abilities, equipment, and subclasses allow for customization and specialization. The game's HD 2D art style is visually stunning, with diverse landscapes and lively cities. The day-night cycle influences NPC activities and events, providing a sense of a living world. The soundtrack, including memorable new tracks, enhances the overall experience. OCTOPATH Traveler 2 offers a substantial amount of content, with the main story alone taking around 80 hours to complete. While the game's length may be a hurdle for some, its engaging world and rewarding exploration make it a worthwhile journey. The sequel builds upon the strengths of the original game, delivering a fulfilling RPG experience that balances nostalgia with fresh elements. Please note that the 53% off discount is only available if you buy it together with the various Day Life game. Do you agree with this list? What other games are you buying in the 2023 Steam Summer Sale? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.